Well, hello, everybody. We're back.
Hi, Hi, everyone. We are back. You know what I was thinking of? I was thinking that, we probably need to reintroduce ourselves to our new subscribers because they're probably wondering who we are. So, you know, um,
To our
I'm
tens of
Nora.
thousands new subscribers.
Yes, all over the world.
That's right. All over the world. Hello,
All over
everybody.
the
All
world.
over the world.
So I'm Nora, and I live in San Antonio, Texas, and I am actually Elva's aunt.
Right.
Um, and Elva lives, I'll let you go there, Elva.
Okay. I live in Georgia. I used to live in Texas, but moved to Georgia. It's been like about 3 years now. So we're here. And yeah, and I'm definitely the niece. So my mom was Nora's older sister. And that's it. We're actually, I just had a birthday. So we're the exact same
That's
age,
That's right.
right?
Happy birthday.
Thank
Wait, so
you.
how old are you now?
61.
Oh, we're the same age
Yes.
today. For now, until April, until
Until
I turn
April.
60.
That's right. And then
Wow.
you're older. That's right.
That,
So
that's
that's,
exciting.
I know, which is the funniest thing is that obviously meant that my mom and your mom, my mom and my grandmother were pregnant at the same time. And
I know. Isn't that crazy?
that is crazy. So I
Yeah.
think that's right. Is that right?
Yeah.
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 Yes. No,
I
that
think
can't be
so.
right. No, that can't be
No.
right. Because then we'd be
No.
just months apart.
Yeah, that's true. And we're actually a year and what is it? January, February, March, April, 3 months apart, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Something like that. I
Well,
don't know.
we're very close in age.
Yeah, very close. That's all we know. And for a few months, we're the same age.
That's right.
If anybody can figure that out, tell
Yeah.
us. I don't know.
We're not mathematicians here, so let's get
No,
this
we're not.
right.
No, we're not.
But we did grow up. We were both born in Chicago, and our we grew up there, and we played a lot. And then we'd visit each, and then you moved to the tip of Texas, and then we'd come and visit you and play with
Yeah.
you and all that.
Yeah.
So sometimes you
Yeah.
come to our house in Richardson in Texas, and
Yeah.
spend the summer with us or a few weeks with us. And
Right.
so anyway,
Yeah, we
yeah,
went from, the big windy city, to Eagle Pass, Texas on the border, and to a very small town. It was a whole, eye-opening experience, but I had a great childhood in Eagle Pass. It was a very small town, but so very close-knit friends. And we didn't have a mall growing up. We didn't have a cinema. We had a small little theater downtown, which I think, oh, it only had one screen. Yeah, I was going to say it had two.
oh
No, it
wow,
only had one screen.
that's a
Yeah,
small town.
that's a small town, yeah. And we didn't have McDonald's. We didn't have anything. Later on, I think it was in high school, I guess, is when we got Sonic. I think we had Sonic first, and then eventually we got McDonald's. I think, yeah, I was still in high school when we got McDonald's. So
Wow,
yeah, it was a really small town, but it was
interesting.
great. Still have a lot of friends, from there. A lot of the friends have moved away, but the ones that are there, and the town has actually grown a lot. So
Yes, that's
things have changed. Yeah, things have
that's
changed.
well, that's
But it
great.
was a great time. Great, growing up time there.
Well, I had a great time when I go and visit you. Obviously, I've told this story that when I went to go visit you, or my parents would go to visit, my mom would go visit her parents, which is your parents. We didn't have any major rules. We could go and hang out with you and do whatever. We'd go across the border and go shopping or go eat. And that's the cool part about living at a border town, and got to do a
Yeah.
lot of fun things that I couldn't do growing up on my own. My parents were pretty strict, but when we were in Eagle Pass visiting you, all the rules were off the table. So we
Oh,
pushed it,
that's rough.
and we pushed
Yeah.
it to the limits, definitely. So
Yeah, we had some good times, so that was good. That was all
mhm.
fun. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
another time, but yeah, it was great. We had a good time.
that's
Oh,
right.
and this is Little Miss Coco. We need to introduce Little
Hi,
Miss Coco.
Coco.
And she's here. She's a guest host today, so
Oh,
she's looking at me like, "Why am I here?" But here she is. That's Little
she
Miss
says,
Coco.
"Who are you talking to? There's no one
I
in
know,
the
right?
room."
She's like, "What are you doing?"
It's cute,
Little Coco. She
little
needs a
Coco.
haircut, but she's young. Yeah.
Oh, well,
Anyway, so I just want to do that. I
here's
wanted to, introduce ourselves. Oh,
yes.
wait. Salud. We didn't
Salud.
cheers.
Yeah. We usually do Wine Wednesday. That's the day we usually film. But since my birthday was yesterday, we skipped yesterday and we filmed today. So
Yeah. So here we are. Um, So I'm glad that we, just talking to thank you friends for tuning in, first of all, and all of our new friends. Now, we've kind of wanted you to catch up on who we are and, where we came from and what we're doing. And basically we come on here and we chat about different things. Our last meeting last week, we talked about mindset and how,
Right.
that can help us, achieve different things. And today we're talking about manifesting, which is similar, but not quite the same as mindset. So.
That's right, definitely. And I think that last week kind of set the stage for this week's discussion, because definitely you have to kind of have a mindset of what your intentions are, what you want. And I think that's the way she really opened it up, is to, and basically we review a podcast each week and kind of do the cliff notes on our call here and talk about it in a very short and condensed time frame compared to how long her videos are. But we highly encourage you to check out her podcast. That was definitely on manifesting, and it was a great it was called Manifesting for Beginners.
Yes, and that's what I really, when I saw that, I kind of was looking in, I thought manifesting for beginners, that's perfect, because that's us. Yeah, that's us. So we want to start from, from step one and then go forward, because if you kind of start in the middle or something, you don't know what's going on. You don't even know what that means or what it is. I listened to that podcast, as you said, we both did. And I also listened to someone else that you had mentioned. Her name is Roxie Nafousi. I don't know, I'm butchering her last name. Very young lady that is also, was talking about manifesting. And she was on the Today Show a couple of days ago. I didn't watch the Today Show, but I did catch her on YouTube later on. So I was able to listen to her. And she was really, really good as well.
Exactly. I really enjoyed her too. But, I think it's funny. We talk about this as kind of new to us, but it kind of isn't as well, because you and I have done other videos about this. We've shared how there was something in our lives that we wanted, and then we made strides forward towards it, and it happened. And we're not talking about, like Mel talks about this. It's not about making a wish, and for it to come to happen. Like it's not going to drop into our laps all of a sudden. We wish that we could run a marathon. And she uses that as an example. And I think it's a profound example. But she says, first of all, to be really honest with yourself. What is it that you really, really want? What is it that you're really willing to work for? And that is step one. And once you do that, then you start to not think about, oh, the crowd will be cheering when I cross the finish line, or will it feel like when I cross the finish line? And by the way, I ran a half marathon. It's horrible. Don't put that it's just grueling. The half marathon was more than I couldn't imagine doing the full marathon. It's just taxing on your knees and all that. But she talks about to really, and maybe that's why I say it was grueling, because maybe I didn't really, I know I didn't train all the way to the correct number of miles. I don't think I only trained to about 8 miles. And so that half marathon is like 11, 12 miles, something like that. I've already forgotten.
Oh no.
So, I had to really push myself out of that comfort zone that day to get up to the 12th mile. But anyway, she does talk about that. Don't think about, oh, the finishing the finish line, crossing the finish line will be so great. She says you have to think about, what are the steps? What are the training steps? What will it feel like when you're lacing up your shoes and it's 5 o'clock in the morning and it's freezing cold outside and you're getting ready to go outside to do a practice run? Or think about, what will it feel like when it's pouring rain and you're out there running? These are all things that could happen, obviously, on marathon day. So she really puts it like, those are the things that you'll start to focus on. And so then when it really starts to happen, or you've gone through that process in your mind, and she talks about how Olympians use this same process.
It's important. And she also mentions that, you need to remove your self-doubt, your resistance, and your fear, which I think we all have a little bit of that, about anything. So, and that's not an easy thing to do, especially the fear. We're all a little bit scared of taking that leap onto doing something new, something different. It's always that fear of failure. So, but then I was thinking, what's worse? It's worse that regret, that, well, what if I did this? Or what if I would have done that? Maybe this could have happened. Maybe that could have happened. Maybe I could be somewhere else or whatever. So I think if you think about that also, when you're trying to remove your resistance and your self-doubt and your fear, think about, hey, if I don't do this, 10 years from now or 5 years from now, you're going to be thinking, I should have done it. I should
Right.
have done it when I thought I could do it, and you could have just, gone through it and done it. But if you wait and you don't do it, years go by.
Right.
There's one thing that I can think about. When I was 18 years old, I wanted to go skydiving.
Oh,
And I was a little bit scared, but I knew if I had a buddy, I could do it. And so I asked everybody I knew if they would go skydiving with me, and they all looked at me like, you're nuts. So nobody wanted to do it. So guess what? I just held back, and I was resistant, and I just doubted myself doing it on my own, and
sure.
I didn't do it. Now years go by, and as I get older, I'm like, heck no, you're not. I'm not jumping out of a plane. So I kind of
Right.
regret that I didn't just follow through and just say, you know what? Okay, if nobody wants to do it with me, I'm just going to do it alone.
That's right.
So I wish that I would have done that. That's a big regret for me, but I don't know. Maybe I can somehow try again, try to get
Right.
myself in that mind frame, but I'm not sure.
Well, that's another, the last thing she said is that there's really no time limit on a goal. So
That's true.
you don't have to
That's
say like,
true.
oh, okay, if this doesn't happen by the time I turn 30, it's too late. Or some people, may say, if I don't get married by 30, I'm never going to get married. Well, that's not true. And actually, I thought it was interesting. She talked about the research of your brain. I think she said it was a research study out of UCLA, and they talked about that your brain doesn't really know the difference between what you're saying, like wanting that to happen, or if it already happened. So it believes whatever you're telling it. So if you're
True.
saying, I will be married, if that was something, or I will go skydiving before the end of my life, or, something like that. You put it out there. And then, of course, the manifestation or manifesting it means that then you start to inquire about, like, oh, are there courses I could take to prepare myself, to teach myself,
Yes,
to learn more
exactly.
about that and how it happens.
Yes. And that's the important thing, is taking those first steps, whatever it is, because
Exactly.
it's like she also says, she mentions, if you just wish, I
It's
wish
not
I
gonna
could go skydiving, and then that's why I put it away for another, 10 years or whatever. Well, it's never going to happen that way. It's, when you wish for something, it's not going to happen. It might happen, but it's probably not going to happen, because you
Right.
have to have your mindset to, going back to mindset, that you're good. I'm going to take the steps to get closer to that. I'm going to find out. I'm going to see if there's a school. I need to get training. I need somebody to train me on what it is that I need to do, how I jump out, how you're going to push me out of that plane, because I'm going to be scared.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
I
right.
mean, and there are schools, that'll do all of that. So you have to kind of take the steps and be willing to take the steps, and not be resistant, is what she, really focused on. Don't be resistant. Again, things that come up, and possibilities that can happen. Possibilities can come, and they're right in front of you. And instead of you going that direction, because of the possibilities, you're like, well, no, I'm too scared, or I'm too old, or, it'll never happen, so I don't want to do it. But
Right.
yeah, we just have to take the chance.
Well, and I think Truce, she did say, like, maybe that's something you're really not, you were fully invested in. Maybe it's not something you really, really wanted. Or maybe it is. But,
Yeah.
do you guys have iFly there in San Antonio? I know that they had one
Oh,
in
yes.
Austin.
Yes, yes, yes.
That'd be a
Where
good
you go
place.
into there and then you feel like yes.
That'd be a
You
good
see,
first step.
okay, you know what? Well, here, let me tell you about that. I
Okay.
thought about that, but I've also thought, oh my God, I'm too heavy. I'm going to be the person that doesn't float up like they're supposed to. And then I kind of just, I defeated myself. I told myself, no, I can't. This is going to be so embarrassing. So,
That's
yeah.
negative talk. Negative
That's
talk.
negative talk. Yeah, you know what? Because I should have called and said, is there a weight limit? So
It's
because
all
maybe there is,
online.
and maybe there isn't,
Yeah,
so,
you go to
but
the website, find out that, I'm sure that
yeah,
information's online and stuff like
yeah,
that.
that's true. That's true. And it's still there. So it's not like I can't do it. It's still there.
Well, I'll tell you what,
See,
if
but
you
here
want
I
to
go
do it,
again. Right now, I was still thinking, well, I wonder if I can get somebody to go with me. Oh, no,
I can go with
no,
you.
no.
I'll
Okay,
go
you
with
go
you.
with me.
I can go with you in maybe April. Well, maybe beginning of April.
Okay.
But you gotta check it all out, figure out what,
I got to check it all out. Yes, yes, I got to take the steps towards that. So that would be something.
that would be
That wouldn't be
fun.
too scary. I think that would be okay.
Yeah, and
I
I think it can be, that's a big goal. I think it can be smaller things, even like, for instance, we've talked about this in the past, that sometimes we get stuck in jobs that we no longer really want to be working at or doing. And we're just there, not really ready, not making the move to get out of that job. But maybe to get out of that job, you're learning a new skill set, or, researching other jobs that might be of more interest, or even join a social group that they're all, you know, doing this type of work or volunteering in that area, so that it
Yes,
prepares you for a next step one day to
yes,
maybe get into that field and
yes.
something like that.
And volunteering is very, very important. Just at the tail end, you mentioned that, and that's something that I've been looking into, and something again where I'm kind of defeating myself because I'm like, well, should I put this, this group or that group? No, maybe this group. And I'm like, okay, I just need to pick one and work towards that instead of
Yeah.
just, thinking, well, I can't do that one, or no, that one's this, or this one's that. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing. It's that thinking about it and then manifesting that the right volunteer group is going to come to me.
Well, and I think even trying different ones, because maybe the one organization is not the best fit for you, and then you know,
Right.
try another one, and so
Yes.
you never know. I mean,
Never
that's
know.
exactly. I'm in that same boat right now, and I'm excited about finding a good organization to become part of. So, I think that
Yeah.
those are good goals. We're both on the same track there. So,
I know.
yes,
Isn't that
us.
interesting? Yeah, I didn't know that about you, so I'm glad.
Yeah, yeah,
So mainly, I think, friends, the thing we need to remember is that wishing is just the opposite of manifesting.
yes.
We can wish all we want, but it's the opposite of manifesting because you're not working towards something if you're just wishing for it. Okay. So we have to not only think about it, we have to live it, taste it. We have to like, okay, we're going to do this. And it's almost like putting blinders on, and be like, okay, I am so focused on this that nobody
Right,
is going to deter what I'm doing. And even if you don't even tell anybody else about it, but
right.
you're working on it, yourself, you're, after work or before work or whatever, you're working on towards that goal that you want to achieve. You'll
Mhm.
get there. You'll get there. And it may not happen overnight, but you will get there.
Right, exactly. Well, this is funny because it kind of leads into maybe the next topic of visualization, because they were talking about the Olympians will like manifest, visualize the whole path that they're going to take. Like if they're going to do their skiing, they're going to like visualize and think about every turn, what the air is going to feel like hitting their face, all these different types of maneuvers. I think it's funny that years ago, we all made our vision boards. And now they're saying, don't make the vision board that
Yeah.
has like, the fancy car on it or
Lamborghini,
something
yeah,
like
the
yeah.
Lamborghini, and $1 million, and
Mhm.
yes, yeah, I
Because
saw
then
that too.
they were saying you're sitting inside your parents', basement because that's where you live, and you start to get very discouraged because you're like, how am I going to go from here to there? Sorry. And so then it becomes like not something at all that seems possible. And so
But it is possible. Yeah, it can be possible for anyone. You just have to, manifest it. You have to think about it. Like I said, you just have to go towards that goal. Don't listen to anybody, because sometimes you're going to have those people around you that are going to be like, no, why do you want to do that? That's stupid, or you can't do that, or you'll never be able to do that.
right.
That should give you more energy to say, in your brain to
I
yourself,
can do
then
it.
I can do this. I
Right.
can do hard things.
Yes,
We
but
can
that's
all
exactly
do hard things.
that's
Yeah.
right. But that manifesting said, instead of just thinking about it from here, where I am now, to where I want to be, it's like, what are the steps necessary to get
Right.
there? And then
Right.
focus more on that. And we, in past, our vision boards didn't have that. But now they said is a very important part of our vision board. The last thing I was going to mention is that at the end of the video, Mel talks about, she's got like a 29-page workbook that she gives away free. You just have to, and I went to her page and just, put in my email address and it came to me. You can print it out electronically, but it helps you decide, like, it's really hard to go from point A to point B if you don't know where point A is. So you don't know where you are right now, or what you're, what you want. And so she has a lot of thought-provoking questions that leads you into
Oh, that's
trying to
interesting.
understand that. Yeah. So I'll link
Yeah.
that in the video. So
Yes,
you can go and find that yourself. But looks
that's
like a good thing. It's a great start.
that's a really good point, because a lot of people may be thinking out there, I want to do something, but you don't know what you want to do.
Right.
So yeah, if
Exactly.
somebody can help you kind of brainstorm, like we used to get together, in college or whatever, you brainstorm with your team, your group, you come up with an idea, you come up with a plan. So it's kind of the same thing. So if she's giving
Exactly.
you questions, that's kind of going to help you, realize, oh, this is something I would like to do. This is something I would like to try.
Right.
Do it. Do it.
Yes, exactly. It gets you to
Mhm.
thinking about how 2023 went, things that happened, things that worked for you, things that aren't working for you, and gets you to
Mhm.
reevaluate your life and where you're going, and it'll give you a better roadmap to better
Yeah.
success. That's where
And
all,
just take a chance. Don't be afraid. Just take a chance. There's a world of opportunities out there that, that are just waiting for you and waiting for somebody just like you. So
right.
take a chance, friends. I know you can do it.
And
We're
share
going to
your
try.
stories. We can't wait to hear about some of your
I know.
stories and things you've done
Yeah. If
based on
anybody wants to go
manifesting.
skydiving, if that's anybody's goal, let me know, because
Yeah.
here, I'll go. I'll
And if
try.
you live in San Antonio, Texas, she's willing to go with you. That sounds
Yes,
fun.
that's right. That's right. Yes. If you live in San Antonio, Texas, I am here. We can go skydiving together.
That's
But
right.
first, we may need to take a tour around the winery and have a few glasses of wine to get me up in that plane and then throw me out of the plane.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, but it would be great. I would love it.
Right. You would.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll put that on our goals to research it and see if that's something we really want to do. And then make it happen.
And make it happen. Yeah, we are the only ones that can hold ourselves back, so
Yeah.
we just need to be open to possibilities, as I said, and just go for it. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life. There's so many things that I know a lot of us, think about. Maybe you would like a new home. Maybe you would like a new car. Maybe you would like, that pink dress that's in the window, or something, work towards it, manifest it. You can do it.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Yeah.
we highly encourage you to check out Mel's video if you she's got a 25-minute one, and then there was an hour one as well, plus the other and I'll link the other lady as well that was on the
Yes.
Today Show. She was really good as well. So good luck to everybody. Keep us informed of what your progress is, and we'll set our manifest out there as well, and let
Yes.
you know some progress we've had. And I'm sure we'll love to hear about all of yours, and you'll be hearing about ours too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, friends. We love talking to you, and we're so glad that you listened to us for a little
Yep.
bit. And we'll be back here next week.
See you
Yes.
then.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Did you